up and gave him like an American like left hook right to the face. Dude, Buzz is so badass that the police didn't even charge him. The guy tried to press charges and they were like, nah, Buzz is good.
Right.
We're good.
He's a goddamn national treasure.
Yeah. I love that guy, dude. Everything he says. But there's one thing I'm going to play for you right now that is an incredible clip. It's Buzz Aldrin on C-SPAN saying some of the craziest shit you've ever heard, and you need to hear it. Check it out.
We should go boldly where man has not gone before. Fly by the comets, visit asteroids, visit the moon of Mars. There's a monolith there, a very unusual structure on this little potato-shaped object that goes around Mars once in 7 hours. When people find out about that, they're going to say, who put that there? Who put that there? Well, the universe put it there. If you choose, God put it there.
All right, yeah, okay, that is a real clip. He was talking directly about a monolith. The part that got me goes, who knows who put it there? Maybe God put it there. He wouldn't have said that for no reason.
Right. No, he just bursts out stuff all the time. He's very odd. But like, you know, if you've been keeping a secret, he's not a person, you know, like I feel like Neil Armstrong was always really reserved. He was just he's just not a person who wanted to talk to the public anyway. But Buzz, he was just like, let's do this. Fucking aliens.
Really? He's like, I'm in. What do I got to dry hump? You know, that guy. So, number one on my list for my woke AF top 3 is Gordon Cooper, a.k.a. Gordo. So he witnessed a UFO personally with a film crew at Andrews Air Force Base. They were filming precision landing at a facility for fighter jets, and suddenly a UFO out of nowhere appeared over them, flew right over them, and landed on the dry lake bed. So I'm going to play a clip from Gordon Cooper from the movie Out of the Blue that was produced and directed by James Fox, the famous UFO documentary.
I was having some cameramen film the installation of a precision landing facility we were putting in right on the edge of the dry lake. And this saucer flew right over them and put down 3 little gear and landed out on the dry lake bed. And they went out to, picked up their cameras and moved on out toward him filming. And he lifted off, put the gear back in the well, and climbed out at a very high rate of speed and disappeared. And so while I was going through all the regulation books and finding out the number to call in Washington to report it, I had them go over and develop the film. By the time they got back with the developed film, I was on the higher and higher and higher level officer talking to me. Finally with the colonel telling me to, when the film arrived at my desk, to put it in the carrier pouch. There would be a courier there at my office by that time already, and they'd arranged for him to fly in our base airplane back to Washington with these films.
Did you watch the film?
We didn't have a chance to run it. I had a chance to hold it up to the window and look at it. It was certainly a good film.
Good close-up shots?
Good close-up shot. Nothing like I'd ever seen. Double lenticular shape. Same, didn't have a cupola on it or anything. It was pretty much the same basic shape. But this time I was involved in the research and development and doing very classified programs myself, at the test center. So I knew that we didn't have any vehicles of that kind, and I was 99 9/10% sure that the Russians didn't have any of that type either. So there certainly was, at that point in time, there was no doubt in my mind that this vehicle was made at some other place than here on Earth.
So apparently that film was developed. He looked at the negative. He gave it to a colonel. The colonel flew it to Washington. They never saw that film again. It was never seen again. There was no way to follow up. Classic story. Now, I don't know. I don't have a really ending to that story, but I just want to end with a quote to wrap up this top 3. This is what Gordon Cooper said. This is not related to the dry bed. This is something else he said he witnessed that I don't think most people have ever heard of, which is really interesting. It's another UFO experience he had. Quote, I was furthermore a witness to an extraordinary phenomenon here on this planet Earth. It happened a few months ago in Florida. There I saw with my own eyes a defined area of ground being consumed by flames, with 4 indentations left by a flying object which had descended in the middle of the field. Beings had left the craft. There were other traces to prove this. They seemed to have studied topography. They had collected soil samples, and eventually they returned to where they had come from, disappearing at enormous speed. I happen to know that authority did just about everything to keep this incident from the press and TV, in fear of a panicky reaction from the public. Dun, dun, dun. I implore you to look up that quote and research Gordon Cooper, interesting man and an American hero.
Yeah,
And-
so that dude
yeah.
had some legitimate UFO sightings.
I feel like all of them had legitimate sightings. I mean, I know we were talking about how Buzz might be a little nuts, but like I feel like they all have witnessed something very strange in space. I mean, and it brings it to the big purpose that, you know, whether you believe the Black Knight story or not, is something trying to get a hold of us, whether it ends up crash landing here or we witness it in the sky, or if it's literally a radio signal or a signal coming from space trying to give us a message.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a good point to
And
take
then,
from it.
of course, you know what? I would love to figure out what they're trying to tell us. What is it they want to say to us? All right. Well, I guess that's all the time we have. But keep your radios dialed and see if you can pick up any signals tonight.
Goodbye.